used to it, how used to this situation and this stage he is. He looks every inch what he is, which is an absolutely top-level athlete and extremely experienced. I hesitate to use the word celebrity, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly that. And what he was known for, of course, in MMA was being able to punch people very, very hard. I think that could help him on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about this, a few times during the course of the last hour or so. And I'm researching this at the minute for something else I'm working on. And the reality is, and everybody agrees on this, everyone I've spoken to, trainers, managers, fighters, promoters, anyone can go if they get hit with one they don't see. Mm-hmm. Anyone. It's difficult to hit Tyson Fury with one that he doesn't see. I'm not going to make any pretense about that. That's going to be a hard thing to pull off. But if he somehow can do it, then he punches hard enough that Fury will be in serious trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, the way Tyson Fury keeps describing it, he says, listen, if I go down the pub and I pick a fight with someone and they land one, it's still going to hurt me. I'm still going to be in trouble, let alone a killer like Francis Ngannou, who punches people in the head for a living and tends to render them unconscious.
Yeah, I think sometimes people can underestimate, strangely, what it is that they're actually doing in there. Because if you go to boxing a lot and you see it live, then you hear and feel almost the punches land. And it takes it to a new kind of dimension, a new kind of level. If you're more used to watching it on TV, then I think maybe you don't really get that perception of the incredibly serious nature of their business. If he lands his right hand on someone, they've got a problem. It's as simple as that, really.
Francis, wonderful to see you.
Good to see you, Dave.
Look around. Yes, this time you did remember. You remembered my name. It's Dave. Great to see you. Amazing occasion. Can you believe it? Pinch yourself. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it. Walking from there, I was looking at it. I'm like, damn, the boy has made it. I mean, I don't know what's the limit, to really know that you made it, but I think I have made it.
I believe that
I think we have made it because it's two of us on the poster, and then it's arguably both of us complete each other in this case.
I think so. Look, I understand you've brought over a lot of your family as well. They are here to witness what you are doing. Have you brought your mother over as well? Is that right?
Yeah, she's been here for 2 weeks already.
Wow.
She's not here right now. She's at the game because she's going to meet Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, wow. Your friend Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah. It's my boy.
Yeah, look at that. That's that Ronaldo gave you that watch, didn't he?
Yeah.
So tell us, Andy, I mean, big task ahead of him on Saturday night. Most of the boxing world are writing him off. What do you think?
I'm curious to know how's training gone? How have you gone about trying to kind of replicate what Fury will do?
Well, I didn't try to replicate what Fury would do. I was trying to install my own rules, how I go. I'm not going there to play Fury game, but I'm going there to play my own game. So my training was based on like me, how I gonna fight to win Fury, and that's what me and my coaches we work on it. And he went well, tough, but he went well. We started earlier because I'm aware of my lack of experience in this sport, in boxing. I know it's my first fight, but I'm a man of challenge, and I have overcome a lot of challenges.
So has it been a case of concentrating on kind of pure boxing technique, those kind of mechanics that will allow you to punch as hard as possible?
Yes. I mean, this entire time I was focused on boxing. The good thing is that I have some basis, some fundamental of boxing. Even before MMA, I did amateur boxing for a little bit, even before discover MMA. So coming back into it, of course, over the time, my reflex was little MMA style, but in the past 4 months, I was focusing in boxing and trying to get that back, and it was quite different from my other training camp.
Well, listen, Francis, we're going to ask you one final thing before we let you go, okay? The world will be watching on Saturday night. Everyone will be watching. What will they say about Francis Ngannou after this fight?
They will say Francis Ngannou is the damn man.
Baddest man on the planet?
We are the baddest man on the planet. You know, like, okay, this is the idea. Before everything, before the fight happened, and then after everything, anything that could happen on Saturday night, there are two, right? We are already number two baddest man on the planet, just aiming for the first spot.
So if you win, would you then say, okay, well, I've been Tyson Fury, so I want to come back here in December and fight Alexander Usyk?
Alexander Usyk, I think if I win, which is what I would like to have, if Tyson win, I would like him to give me a rematch. And I think if I win, I will give him a rematch. And I think, honestly, I think Tyson Fury is by far the best match for me than Alexander Usyk.
All right, we can't wait.
I've been working on waiting for Tyson Fury for 4 years, and at the time I didn't have any knowledge about Alexander Usyk. So when comes the moment, I'm on Tyson Fury. He's the guy.
Thank you so much, Francis. We're going to let you go. We'll speak to you so many more times this week. Thank you, sir. We'll speak to you very soon.
Appreciate you.
Just drop your mic there. That is Francis Ngannou. Look at the size of him. The Predator. Cool, calm, hits very hard. Andy, first time you met him?
Yeah, first time.
What
First time. He's impressive. He's impressive. You know, he's very relaxed in this kind of context, which you'd expect him to be. And just talking to him about his training there, that makes sense to me. Trying to get a sparring partner who's going to replicate what Fury may or may not do, because he can do it a number of different ways, is very, very difficult. So concentrating on yourself in that context, I think, is the right thing to do. And interesting to hear that he's got a little bit of an amateur background, because it is about the mechanics, it's about the fundamentals, about the technique, because he can't worry too much about what's coming back the other way. He knows that he has to land to have a chance.
Well, we're going to go over now to a man who's about to land a massive, massive introduction, the one and only Thomas Treiber. We're not going to go to him just yet, actually. He wasn't quite ready to land that big one. But Andy, I'll tell you, we are moments away now from the arrival of Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight champion. This is all about him, really. He is the man. He is the king. And, I mean, big moment.
Yeah, he's in an incredible time in his life at the moment as well. You look at the Netflix thing, and then there's this massive event, and then potentially Usyk by the end of the year. It's just, the spell he's in at the minute it's incredible.
Thomas Treiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, let's welcome two of the greatest professional boxing promoters in history. They are both in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, Mr. Bob Arum and Mr. Frank Warren.
All right, well, look at this. I'll tell you, you know you've got a massive, massive event when you've got not one, but two Hall of Fame boxing promoters in town to promote it, to bang the drum, and they are really making things happen for Tyson Fury. Frank Warren and Bob Arum there, Andy.
Yeah, these are a fascinating pair of individuals. They really are. You think about the amount of time they've spent in the sport, you think about the amount of things that they've achieved, and it's kind of mind-boggling, really. And they're both amazing company.
Yeah.
You know, you understand immediately how they've managed to do what they've done, because they're those kinds of people who make you kind of feel a little bit special just by having a conversation with you. They make you feel like you're kind of the only person in the room, and they're capable of doing that with everybody they speak to. It's great to have them here. It really is.
It's great to have them here. We'll have a chat with them very, very shortly. Just doing a few photos for the red carpet. Nothing they haven't seen before. Frank Warren and Bob Arum, two Hall of Fame boxing promoters. And what an event we have got on Saturday night. The Battle of the Baddest. And Frank Warren said at the very start of this event, he said this is going to be the biggest show, biggest event that he's ever been involved in. Initially, I just thought, oh, that's a good line, Frank. But you look around what we've got here tonight, some of the shots that we've shown you on this stream, incredible, absolutely incredible. And I'll make him right. Let's have a chat with Frank and Bob, as he calls Andy the young man. Frank, I think you're coming in with me. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Where's Bob?
Bob, if you want to come in as well. Frank, listen, let's start with you. At the very start of the promotion of this whole event, you said it's going to be the biggest show you've ever been involved with. Look around. It is, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's actually bigger. than I thought it would be. This is magnificent. I've never seen promotion like it. You know, everywhere you go, not just here in the world, it's everywhere in all the major cities. It's fabulous, and it's going to be such a brilliant night. There's no doubt about it.
Bob, you've been on an amazing ride with Tyson Fury as well, with Frank these last few years. I'm just curious, when was the first time you heard about this 6'9" fighter called Tyson Fury?
We heard about it, Frank and I, and we didn't quite believe it because we asked, where are you going to put it here in Riyadh? And they said, well, we haven't built the arena yet. I said, well, you only have a couple of months before the fight's going to happen. And look, out there, they built the arena. How did they do it quickly?
60 days.
Right. In the States, it would take at least 2.5 years to build an arena like this.
They should bring the guys over to finish the H2
Right.
tunnel.
I guess they don't have unions.
No, they don't.
Tyson Fury, he's fully crossed over now, and this is for both of you guys to talk about here. Netflix #1. He's got singles. He's got books. I mean, he does it all, Frank.
He does. I mean, he's become a worldwide celebrity, and it's down to hard work. I mean, hard work in the ring and outside the ring with the various ventures that he gets involved with. But one thing about him, whatever he gets involved with, it's successful. He's a very successful guy.
He's really at the top of his game at the moment, Bob.
Well, yeah. I mean, even in the States, he's big news because since Muhammad Ali, we haven't seen an athlete, let alone a boxer, like him. I mean, he is just captivates everything that he sets his mind to do.
But he's got a guy in front of him on Saturday who hits very hard and will be trying to take his head off. Are you nervous, Bob?
Yeah, of course. I mean, because that guy was training in my home city of Las Vegas, and that the word got back to me from everybody who was watching him that he was knocking guys down in the gym and that he has the most powerful punch they've seen. That being said, he doesn't have the boxing experience that Tyson Fury has, but I just hope that Tyson is smart enough, and I'm sure he is, to not to stand toe-to-toe with this guy and trade punches.
Well, Frank, let's bring you in here. Do you think Tyson will stand toe-to-toe with him?
Well,
Toe-to-toe?
what Bob's saying is a sensible way to go about it. But what he's done in his last couple of fights, certainly with Deontay Wilder, he stood toe-to-toe with the biggest punch in heavyweight in the last 40 or 50 years.
Well, that wasn't so smart. He got knocked down twice.
Listen, I'm with you on it. Don't worry about that. I'm with you. But he done it. And obviously his eye will be on he wants to fight again before the end of the year. So I don't want him to get fazed by that. I just want him to go out and do a job and do it properly. But I think it's going to be very exciting.
Says he wants 10 more fights, Frank.
Well, listen, as long as he's fit and well and he wants to do it, then, that's not a problem.
No,
is it?
I mean, I think he should, a couple of more fights and then run for Parliament.
Well, we've heard from Bob, we've heard from Frank. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
It's a pleasure.
We are now going to go back to our MC, Thomas Treiber.
Let's now welcome, fighting out of Morecambe, England. He brings an undefeated professional record with 33 wins, 1 draw. 24 of his 33 wins come by way of knockout. He is the lineal boxing heavyweight world champion and the reigning WBC heavyweight champion of the world, known as the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
Well, here he comes, the one and only Tyson Fury, of course, plugging the brand new Furosity, which has just come out, and of course, dressed for the occasion. It's always like a question, what is Tyson Fury going to wear to these events? And now we have the answer, Andy. He might even show you up.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't attempt to pull that off. I really never in a million years. But it's just good to see him. It's always good to see him, isn't it? Because he brings an awful lot to this sport. And I remember me and you spoke to him a few days before his fight with Derek Chisora last year when he came back after a brief retirement. And he basically said, didn't he, that he tried retirement and it scared him because he didn't have the routine, the focus, the adrenaline, the ambition, everything that you can think of that boxing brings him, and he knows that he can't really replace it, and he wants to keep doing this for as long as he feels that he's able to do it, and that is good news for the sport of boxing. Absolutely no question about that.
Absolutely. Well, look, he can certainly do it at the moment. He's certainly very able doing it. Nobody has cracked the code yet of Tyson Fury, unbeaten lineal and WBC World Heavyweight Champion, and perhaps, you know, the snazziest dresser in boxing as well. There's always a nice surprise from Tyson Fury as he soaks in the lights that he's oh so used to now.
Yeah, he is. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's taken a while, you know, for things to materialise for him this year. When this fight was announced, people were wondering what was going on really, but they knew, I think, at that point that there was a bigger plan in the background, that things could happen off the back of it. Obviously, if things go as he expects them to on Saturday, then we expect to see him back here against Alexander Usyk on December the 23rd, which would be two absolutely colossal events within the space of 8 or 9 weeks, which is just not what you ever normally see, and that again is great for the sport, because we've seen some big fights this year. Everybody's been looking at the heavyweight division and saying that the heavyweight division is letting us down, but if by the end of the year we get what we've all been waiting for, then we can no longer say that.
Well, let's bring in the man himself, the one and only Tyson Fury. How are you, sir?
Look at me. I'm a specimen of a man.
We were wondering
Ready
what you were
for
going to wear.
action.
You're even showing Andy up.
I'm ready to rock and roll, son.
You've done so many red carpets now in
Yeah.
your life, in your career, and everything you're doing. How'd you
I
find
knew it
this
was a
one?
red carpet, so I came in the red, the red vest. And I had to do it cowboy style, so you know, we're repping Saudi Arabia. This is how we do it.
How are you finding?
This is how we get down in Riyadh town.
How are you finding Riyadh? This is amazing. Look around.
It's unbelievable. This is a fantastic city, fantastic country. The people are unbelievable, and all of Team Fury are very, very, very happy to be here.
We've just Andy's just met Francis Ngannou for the first time. He was quite impressed, you know.
What is he, a proper sausage?
No, I mean, he cuts a pretty impressive figure. He's at the top of his game, isn't he? You're at the top of yours.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what's interesting about this. When he walked in, I said, you know, it's like we've got two silverbacks, basically, both kind of like king of their own hill. He expects to win.
Well, when he feels this big right hand, he won't be winning very much.
We just spoke to Frank and Bob, right? And Bob was very clear. He said, Tyson can't stand and trade with him. We don't want him to do that.
Behave yourself. I can stand and trade with anybody. I stood and trade with Wilder, stood and traded with Vladimir. I'll stand and trade with this little bitch.
You can see Ngannou now. He's on the camera there. What
Yeah,
would
he
you
looks
see?
like a proper sausage.
Looks cool and
I've
calm.
heard the dreadlocks, but what are those shitlocks?
So you think you can stand and trade with this guy who hits harder than anyone else in the world, right?
Says who?
Well, he was in the Guinness Book of World Records, Tyson.
Well, I've not had a go at punching, so he ain't beat me. I have beat the actual biggest puncher in boxing and knocked him out. So yeah, until he beats me, he can only ever dream about that record. The biggest puncher in combat sports, me.
We saw that shift in style that you brought into the second Wilder fight, and I guess since then, this is you now, isn't it? This is what you want to bring, because in the heavyweight division, what people want to see, what they've always wanted to see for decades, is knockouts, and you want to give the people what they want to see.
Well, I might give him a knockout, or I might give him a slick master boxing performance. Not let the ugly man touch me once. That'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it? Come out and start dancing, tripling the jab like Apollo Creed. Stick and move, Rocky, stick and move. Bums brawl, don't they? You can go to a pub and see two big lumps knocking shit out of each other. But what I can do is only a gift from God. Not very many people can do what I can do. Twist and move, bend, treble that jab, follow 4 right hands behind it, slip and counter with my hands down. It's like a unique gift.
How would you fight you?
I wouldn't want to, because any man who comes in front of me will lose.
Whose outfit's actually better today, your one or Francis? Because we've just seen him on the screen.
I think I've got more colour in mine, and Francis has got more sparkles in his. But I've always been led to believe that sparkles are for girls, so yeah.
Well, we'll put that to him.
Ask him.
Yeah,
I haven't got a single sparkle on me. I've got a unshaved face and a big bald head, and plenty of chest hairs on show. However, he's wearing sparkles, which in my opinion are for girls, glitter and stuff. Kids and girls. So yeah, we'll see. And he's got sunglasses on in the dark, which is a big no-no.
We can see that. Actually.
That equals proper sausage, in my opinion.
Listen, look, they say he hits as hard as a small family car, right? So what does Tyson Fury hit as hard as?
A wooden mop.
Good chat.
Do you ever kind of take a moment to just kind of look at where you are in your life ever during your career? Because look at where you are at the minute. You know, you're the smash hit on Netflix.
Yeah.
You're front and centre of this, which is massive.
Look at this, it's unbelievable, isn't
if
it?
what you expect to happen happens on Saturday, then we'll have another one in December. That'll be 2 back-to-back. You know, do you ever kind of take pause and just think about what you've done with your life?
I just sometimes look in the mirror and think I'm an absolute genius. and when everyone thought it was all over for the GK, he comes and totally redeems himself. And pulls this out the hat. And here we are. It's like, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Like, just only 6 months ago, I didn't even know if I was ever going to box again. And then, here we go. Never mind just doing a fight with him. I've got another big fight lined up and so much more to come. So many more big things in the hat. So, Houdini.
How much are you thinking about the other big fight? Because you just mentioned it there, but
I'm
you brought it up.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's facts. Mm-hmm. But I'm not thinking about it. I've got this big sausage to deal with, and once I've grilled him up nice and good, then we'll get on to the next one.
If he is there, Alexander Usyk, and my understanding is he is there, just like he was after your Derek Chisora fight. Say he gets up on the apron, say he gets in the ring. How do you see all of this playing out?
I don't see anything. You know, this is our night. Nothing to do with the rabbit. And yeah, it is what it is. This is our night. And look, our names are up in lights and big screens everywhere and posters and that. So it's really about us. It's not about the rabbit on this occasion. He will get his turn soon.
The world will be watching as well. Cristiano Ronaldo. So many megastars are going to be there. It's quite something, Tyson.
Unbelievable. All the biggest stars from around the world in all sports and things are coming. Actors, MMA fighters, boxers, everybody. So it's going to be a big event of who's who. I believe it's the biggest sports gala of the most champions ever been before in history, right here in Riyadh. So we're all looking forward to it.
Big night, Andy.
Yeah, it's absolutely massive, and this can see the heavyweight division basically just close out the year in incredible style, because people have been pointing at the heavyweight division a little bit when we've seen Spence Crawford and fights like that, and just wanting.
Spence Crawford, though, wasn't really a good fight, was it? The imagination of the fight was better than the actual fight.
It was.
And that's what I think. I think once we've had the big fights, then there's nothing more to look forward to. The anticipation of watching Spence and Crawford was much better than the actual event. It's like waiting for an event like Christmas, and you gear up to it, you do all your shopping, you round it all up, wrap them all up, and then it's here and it's gone. It's like, well, all right, see you next year, guys. It's quite pointless.
But you've got to see it, though, haven't you, to know?
Well, we saw that one. It wasn't all that, and it was what it was. But, yeah, whatever you say, Andy.
Your promoter, Frank Warren, one of your promoters, has said that you are now...
Am I the only fighter in the world who's got not one, but 2 Hall of Fame boxing promoters?
Can't be bad, right?
Oh, I'm flying, isn't I?
Well, look, he says that you're now the biggest star in world boxing. You've overtaken Canelo Alvarez. Agree?
Listen, I don't pay no heed to all that stuff, stars and whatever else. I just come here, do my job, get paid, go home. I don't pay any attention to it. I don't do any fancy dancy stuff. Go back to Morecambe and just do the bins and all that shit what I usually do. So, yeah, you could be the most famous person in the world, but if you don't leave Morecambe, you don't reap any rewards out of it, do you? It's not that I don't get invited to all these fancy places like the Formula One and the tennis and all these sort of things, but it's having the time and getting away from the family and going there on my own. And if it's not a family event and kids are welcome, then I'm probably not going to go. So if there's any family stuff going, like Disney trips and things and all that, then holler at me. But if there's not, then get somebody else, single person, I think.
Well, look, it's quite a big moment for him, Tyson, as well. He's brought his whole family. His mum's here to watch him as well. As much as you understand, you believe you're going to knock him out, etc., you must have a quiet admiration for his story and the fact that he has joined you on this big stage.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, it takes 2 to tango, and he deserves to be here. He's going to earn his money the hard way, and good luck to him. You know, I can't say any more. He's gone from being homeless, eating rats on the street of Paris, to now being right at the side of the big GK up there in lights. So, and he's getting a massive payday. So congratulations. You know, he's trained hard, so have I, and we're both going to throw down and see who wins.
Final one, Tyson. What's going to happen on Saturday night? Tell us.
I'm going to knock this big fella out.
Not going to change your mind now that he's over there looking so big and glittery?
No, I told you, glitters and sparkles are for girls. and yeah, I'm going to chin him.
Okay, thank you so much for joining
All the
us,
best.
Mr. Fury.
Thank you.
And now, one and only Andy Clark has gone for a bit of a wander. Let's go and join him.
Okay, so I thought I'd go for a little bit of a roam around. I spotted Mauricio Suleiman just a minute or so ago. I seem to have kind of lost track of him somehow, which is a little bit of a schoolboy error. He could be lurking around here somewhere. Actually, let's pull in my pal Ziad Al Mayouf, famous Saudi fighter, carrying the hopes of the Saudi nation on his boxing shoulders. You're not fighting on this card, but you've been boxing on the other big cards we've seen over here. You know what this means to the country. You know what this means to Riyadh to have these two guys here.
You know, just having these two guys here doesn't only mean so much to Riyadh and Saudi Arabia. It means a lot to boxing. You know, we get to bring boxing back, and what better place to do it than Saudi Arabia? You know, and all we see now is just because you see a huge change that is being developed into the sport of boxing, and it gets countries like Saudi Arabia that want to be, you know, investing in it. And His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman and His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh just doing all of this is something we've never seen before. You know, I've been to fights in Vegas, in the UK, everywhere around the US. This is much bigger than what I would have dreamt of as a kid coming up from the boxing system here.
Okay, great. Always good to see you. We'll catch you again during the week, I'm sure. Okay, so I'll just have a little bit of a nose down here. Fabio Wardley just away to our left-hand side, just heading into the ranks of the media. Mauricio Suleiman has been waylaid by Radio Raheem. I'm asking a lot of my cameraman here, Junior. I'm pulling him one way, then the other, making him go forward, making him reverse, back up. So, Shane, if we could just catch a quick word with you, if that's okay. So how's the build up to this one been for you?
I think it's just started today, actually. We've done a bit yesterday. This week is when it starts. We've just been focusing on what we needed to do this week, and yeah, ready for a big build up this week.
Is it different because he's not in with the kind of opponent that people would expect him to be in with? Has it got a different feel to it?
Not to us. I've said in a ton of interviews this week, I think he brings as much danger as the rest of them. Tyson can beat them all anyway. So, yeah, I think he fetches as much danger as anyone else. But we're confident in getting the job done. He's looking good in the gym anyway.
Okay, thanks very much. Thanks very much. Let's go down the carpet, actually. Let's go down the red carpet. I've always wanted to do this. Francis Ngannou just a chat to our right-hand side. A lot of media you would expect. So Mauricio Suleiman, I think, has just finished. So I'm going to pounce on him. Mauricio, sorry, can I just borrow you for 1 minute? I won't hold you up, I promise. It'll be 1 minute. I swear to you, 1 minute. Massive event, this, isn't it?
It's a massive event. I'm so excited. This is something that the world has been waiting for, and it's a new beginning of the sport. It's a new beginning. Boxing is going through world champions, so many great influencers, so many Japan, Tyson Fury in the UK, Canelo in Mexico, Crawford. So it's the world shining in boxing, and this event you cannot top.
Okay, Mauricio, good to see you. Hey, Dev, back to you.
Andy Clark out there just living his best life. I love that Martin Brundle kind of style. He's getting out there, he's getting up amongst it all. I'll tell you, one thing about this fight, one thing about this event, I have seen some of the best promos ever made in combat sports. Have a look at this one.
Take a walk with the full moon, roll button and zipped up. It's all kicking off soon. Better stay well equipped, bruv. I don't know about your goons. Round there, everything lift up. Whether it's draw, win or lose, none of my friend them give up.
Let's do it. Ain't come here to talk it out, let's get into it. Froze up, now he froze to death, he should've blew it. Told you you can't with us, he should've knew it. Yeah, we gon' do the most, yes. Foot all on they throat, yes. Oh, you wanted to ghost the bitch. Made it out alive, I'm blessed. Leave one other guy now. We was taught to die together. Get put down wherever. We gon' ride forever, ride forever.
Daddy, we came to start it. Bring the paper for the pressure, wrap them up like origami, yo. Daddy, we came to start it. It's pepper if they ever want a problem in this party, yo.
Ronaldo, what do you think about Francis' chances against Fury?
Next question.
Yo. Headshot in the middle of the battlefield. Don't mind going out like that. But guess what? Man's out here gunning. Black bandana got no white flags. But I'm devilish, I walk with a trident. Criminals move in silence. Champion team full of migrants. Make your brain fly like pilots.
They do what he say, I don't run mine. Anytime, every time, front line. Yeah, I ain't going outside not one time. Boy, better not cross that gun line. Head up, it's on, no high five. Straight to it, no talking, that's my kind. You handle that, that, let him drive. When it come to this stuff, I'm top 5.
Daddy, we came to start it. Bring the paper for the pressure, wrap them up like origami, yo. Daddy, we came to start it. It's pepper if they ever want a problem in this party. Yo.
Let's do it.
Yo.
Let's do it.
Battle of the baddest. Riyadh season. Battle of the baddest. Only one of us are leaving.
Well, look, these promos are absolutely incredible, and I'm sure they have whet your appetite. I can just hear Tyson Fury shouting out in an interview. I'm sure there's going to be some great videos coming out later. And just a reminder, if you want to watch this event on Saturday night, if you're in the UK, TNT Sports Box Office. If you're in the US, via Top Rank on ESPN Plus pay-per-view, and around the world in other territories on DAZN. An unmissable show. Andy, we've been looking at some of these promos. We've had a chat today with Tyson, with Francis Ngannou, all the fighters on the undercard. Give me a sort of synopsis of how you felt here today.
I just think it's a really good way to start the week because this is a nice relaxed setting, relaxed surroundings, and what you find with tape weeks is they taper, don't they, towards the business end, and the fighters change in their demeanour. If they have to make weight, which most of these guys don't, then they'll get progressively more bad-tempered. But as they move closer to that witching hour, they start to tune in bit by bit, and they become less communicative generally. So doing this today for us is good. But I love seeing that change, and I'm just looking forward to everything this week because I think every day is going to bring something new. I mean, you'd kind of told me what this place was like, but you have to see things for yourself before you get the real full picture. And when you walk up to this and you see these enormous screens with these promos plastered all over them, it just tells you what we've got here. And I really do think on Saturday, everybody's going to see something, that we haven't seen before in terms of the spectacle.
Oh, thank you so much, Andy, for joining me today. You'll be back again tomorrow for the workout. And thank you all for joining us today on this live stream. We're going to see something very special on Saturday. Andy Clark just said it there. We are going to ask the world a question. Who is the baddest man on the planet? Stick with us this week, and by Saturday, we'll give you the answer.
Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. Yeah, all right. Thanks, mate. Bye. We ready, boys?
Facing me is like facing David out the Bible. You know you're
He likes to go in there and whip some bang.
I train my bollocks off for everybody. Whether he's a window cleaner or he's a world heavyweight king, they both get the same treatment. And that's total domination by me.
This is a fight. Francis Ngannou is coming early to take his head off.
Who is the baddest man on the planet? All eyeballs all around the world when you're watching Riyadh.
The leading warriors.
All eyes on us, like Tupac said, all eyes on me.
This man has transcended his sport.
The pinnacle of boxing.
Saudi boxing, get ready for a takeover. Gypsy King style.
All of a sudden, bang.
This will be happening without His Excellency Turkey. It is the event.
Facing the Gypsy King, no matter who you are, you can't win. I never leave any stones unturned. That's why I've been undefeated in 15 fucking years.